Hello and welcome to Sports Hub. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Modern Zinkala. It's always a pleasure to be back on this show, which gives you nothing but the best. We bring to you high-profile guests to talk about their careers, where they're coming from, how they started, and all that. Plus, we have other segments that we entertain you too. So, stay with us. Tonight, I'm featuring a futsal coach. I'm sure you've heard of futsal. 2 weeks ago, so I hosted 2 players from the futsal national team, plus the team manager. Today, I'm hosting the coach. So make sure you stay with us. So as usual, we have what is trending. We have how much you know about your sportsmen and women, plus the results segment. So make sure you stay glued so that you don't miss a thing. And make sure you prepare your phones as well, because you'll be calling to identify the sports personality that we have for you today. The sports chick is here, Esther Mwale, just to tell us what is trending. Esther, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? Okay.
Very well, thanks.
Today
that one you've handled it as a goalkeeper.
I know, right? I think I must be getting some inspiration from Hazwanadi.
Right. And hope she's recovering well.
Yeah, we're hoping to see her. I think maybe by Afcon time, we should be able to see her. Not maybe playing fully, but even by bench, we'll be excited to see that at least we have the spirit of Hazard Ali just being around the Coupe Queens. So yeah, that's what we're expecting to see.
Right. Anyway, so yes, what is trending?
We have so much that is trending. I would say we're going to start off, the trading segment on a sad note. So over the weekend, we did say, I would say, pay our last respect to Coupe Queens player. There's of course Noreen Botan, who also played for Indeni Roses. So apparently she was part of the 30-member squad that coach Bruce Mape had assembled to be part and parcel for the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. But then unfortunately she got sick while in camp, and I think that was what led to her being dropped out from the final squad that went to Accra, Ghana to battle it all out in the first leg of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. So days before the game between Zambia and Ghana, we received news from the Football Association of Zambia that we had lost Coupe Queens players, of course, Noreen Botan, as well as Indeni Roses striker Noreen Botan. So she was put to rest over the weekend, and we did see a couple of messages being sent from different football bodies. We did see Patrice Mosepe as well, just sending his message of condolences to the Football Association of Zambia and the nation at large. Also as well, the FIFA president did send in his message of condolences to the nation, the Football Association of Zambia, as we were mourning Noreen Botan. So yeah, it was indeed a sad story that we had to lose such kind of talent. I mean, we would have loved to see what she is capable of doing. We would have loved to see her skills at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games qualifiers. We would have loved to see what she is made of, and going forward, maybe perhaps the 2024 Africa Cup of Nations that just around the corner. Zambia will be traveling to Morocco. I mean, they've already qualified, so we would have loved to see more of her talent, just showcasing what she is capable of doing. But anyway, moving on to another story over the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. What we did see, the Coupe Queens of Zambia travel all the way to Accra, Ghana, just to be able to battle it all out against the Black Queens of Ghana. So it was indeed the clash of queens, I will say, the Coupe Queens of Zambia, the Black Queens of Ghana. So yeah, we were yet to see, we're all excited to see which queen is queening, or rather was queening on that day. And it was indeed the Coupe Queens of Zambia that emerged victors of the game between Zambia and Ghana.
Who are the players on the photo?
So the 2 players on the photo, we've got Pauline Zulu, of course the defender, and of
Number
course
5.
We've got the midfielder, Ngolo Kante in female version, Tisambalungu in female version. There's of course Everine Susan Katongo, and behind her there's Rachel Nachula. Yeah, so
and Mwemba.
Yeah, Mwemba as well there, just as coming back from the celebration after Rachakunda Nanji had scored for Zambia in the 90th minute. So it was good to see the Copa Queens, and especially Rachakunda Nanji, making another headline. So last week last 2 weeks she was making headlines as being the most expensive female footballer in the world, not just in Africa but in the world. And then heading into this weekend, she's making headlines as I would say, I don't know, I think I should say being a superhero. And as far as the Copa Queens is concerned, coming to the rescue for the Copa Queens, we did, really expect this result. We did expect her to score in this game. No wonder she's expensive. I mean, she always live to our expectations. Every time we call for Rachakunda Nanji, she's always available. But now moving on to another category, that's of course away from football. We did see the likes of Muzala Samkonga coming back to life. So it has been, I would say, months of the Muzala Samkonga just participating in, competitions. And he is preparing for the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. So over the weekend, we did have the all-time comers meet at the Levinwansa Stadium in Dola.
You mean the all-comers meet?
Oh yeah, the all-comers meet. Yeah, I did swap the words. The all-comers meet in Dola at the Levinwansa Stadium, and we did see the likes of Musa Samkonga just beating, his fellow athletics with a time of 44.85 seconds, which is, a good time, I will say. That will even earn him a qualification to the 24 Paris Olympic Games. But here is the thing that has been going around. So it's not really clear if he has qualified or not. So according to the is it Olympic Paris Olympic? No, not the Paris Olympic, but Olympics Committee. The all-comers event is not listed as one of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games qualifiers. Yeah. And according to Mr. Elias Mpondela, he has emphasized that Mzala Samkonga has qualified. Wow, there's so much going on in the story regarding Mzala Samkonga, but trust me, I'll be able to come back with the final information whether Mzala Samkonga has qualified or not. But as things stand right about now, it's not really so sure whether he has qualified or not, because so we're just stuck in the middle. But anyway, expect to hear the latest from us when we get to come back next Monday. Then we're moving on to another story where we did see as well in the swimming category. I know a lot of people are unaware that we've got swimming clubs. Yes, swimming tournaments happening, swimming leagues taking place. So over the weekend we did see Carpenter, a swimming club, being named as the winners of the 2023-2024 swimming league season. Yes, I know a lot of people are not aware, and amongst those people is Moden, obviously. He is not aware that such things was happening over the weekend. Were you aware?
I was aware. I knew that there was a swimming gala happening at OYDC. Okay. And I know clubs like Carpenter, Torpedo, they've been dominating over the years. So yes, of course I was aware.
So yeah, it's indeed great seeing such kind of sports just being just being published, dominating everywhere. And Carpenter, we're wishing them all the very best. We're hoping to see them continue to dominate in as far as the next season is concerned. But again, moving on, going beyond our borders, over the weekend we did have a beautiful weekend where we did witness the Carabao Cup between two big teams. I don't know if I should say big teams, but anyway, yeah, two special teams. And as far as England is concerned, of course, Chelsea and Liverpool. Over the weekend, Chelsea lost to Liverpool in the extra time. And it was the captain, Virgil van Dijk, that came to the rescue for Liverpool in the dying minutes. Because after extra time, because that was second half of extra time, and people thought to say Yasira Bola were heading into penalties, because every time these two meet in the Carabao Cup finals, it's either one team will get to win in extra time or penalties. And over the weekend it was Liverpool that won in extra time, second half of extra time. But one thing was that left people talking about this win was the fact of Jurgen Klopp getting to use youngsters against Chelsea Football Club. So it was I would say a youngster team winning against a club or rather a squad that is worth billions. And following day, today is Monday, right? Some of the Liverpool players that featured in this game against Chelsea in the Carabao have returned to school. We did see one of the players by the name of Connor Bradley. Yeah, he returned to school, and a lot of his schoolmates were just applauding to his beautiful performance that he had in yesterday's encounter against Chelsea. And yeah, I would say it was heartbreaking for Chelsea, because I mean it is an expensive squad losing to youngsters. But I know we're hoping to see more of a different side come in as far as the next season is concerned. But just being able to wrap up this weekend story, ladies and gentlemen, guess who's making headlines? Ronaldo is making headlines. But this time around, it's not really in a way that everybody quite expected him to. So yesterday, which was Sunday over the weekend, we did see the likes of Al Shabab and of course Al Nassr, and as far as the 2023-2024 Saudi Arabia League is concerned, just getting to battle it all out on the pitch rather. And we did hear, rather there were chants coming in from the Al Shabab fans, calling out Messi's name. But I think it did not really sit well for Cristiano Ronaldo. And in the end, Cristiano Ronaldo had to find the back of the net. I think should be the second goal, for Al Nassr. Cristiano Ronaldo had to score that goal for Al Nassr. And as he was celebrating, he had to celebrate in a way that a lot of people have considered it to be inappropriate. And as a result, Cristiano Ronaldo could get a 3-match ban with a fine on top. So now imagine a star like Ronaldo behaving like this. What more about Isakuno Machara Bashar? But anyway, it is Ronaldo we're talking about at the end of the day. So yeah, Morden, this is what I had for you today.
Thank you very much, Esther. Looking forward to more trending news next week.
I got you covered.
Right, that's Esther Mwale just updating us on what is trending. We move on to the next segment, and this is how much you know about your sportsmen and women. Last week I showed you a photo of women who are part of the Copper Queens. Actually, there's one player who is still part of the Copper Queens. So let's identify them. No one actually managed to identify them. So that one, shirt number 8, that's a player called Lexina Mutaka. Yes, on the far left. That's Lexina Mutaka. She is a coach at Choma Warriors in Southern Province. Number 10 is Sharon, who is with Green Eagles. Then next to Sharon, there is Karo Kanyemba Daka, who is the coach for the Under-17 national women's football team. They were in Tanzania, where they won here by 5-0. Went to Tanzania, lost 1-0, and they will be playing Uganda in the next round. Then at the far end, behind there, is Susan Banda. I'm sure by now you all know who Susan Banda is. Recently, she's been used as a defensive midfielder, but she's injured. She's not part of this squad which is playing Ghana, but she's been playing very well in the recent games. Remember, she even scored the cracker of a goal against Angola at Levi Manawasa Stadium. So that's Susan Banda behind there. So that's some years back. So others, the 3 of them have retired. Only Susan Banda is playing. So that's the photo we were showing you last week. You failed to identify any of them. So today I have another photo for you. Can you identify the 2 gentlemen in the photo? If you do, the number to call us on is 0211 25 30 25. 0211 25 30 25. 0211 25 30 25. Who are those 2 players on the photo? Call us now, 0211 25 30 25, or you can go to Facebook. That's a Sports Hub Facebook page, or Modern Sinkala Sports, and you can leave your comment there, or on WhatsApp 0955 20 29 04. And remember, this one is for WhatsApp only, no calling. It's only WhatsApp. All right. So let's look at the results for the games that happened over the past week. So on Friday, it was Ghana engaging Zambia in the Olympic qualifiers where Zambia beat Ghana by a goal to nil. The only goal coming from Rachel Kundananji, the world's most expensive player at the moment. So reverse fixtures on Wednesday at 18 hours, and ZNBC is scheduled to show that game live. So all the best to the Copper Queens. If they win over Ghana, then they'll go through to the final round where they will meet the winner between Morocco and Tunisia. So all the best to the Copper Queens. We move on to the ZPL National Division 1 Week 22 results on Saturday. It was in Mpulungu Harbour 3, Zesco Malaiti Rangers 1, City of Lusaka 1, Aguila Stars 0, Lumana Radiance 1, Chambishi 0, Quito United 2, Indeni Roses. No, Indeni, just Indeni. That's the men. Indeni Roses are women, but Indeni 1. So Quito United 2, Indeni 1. Then Young Green Buffaloes 0, Quattro Kalumbila 0. On Sunday, it was Chupata United 0, National Assembly 0, Jomolo 0, Mpulungu Youth 2, Young Prison Leopards 3, Kafue Eagles 0, Changa Rangers 2, Atletico Lusaka 1. Then in the MTN Super League Week 22 results, it was Muza 1 and Green Eagles 0, Nkana 1, Forest Rangers 1, Green Buffaloes 4, Konkola Blades 2, Kansanshi Dynamos 1, Nkwazi 1, Red Arrows 0, Mufulira Wanderers 0, Kawe Warriors 0, Prison Leopards 0, Zanaco 0, Napsa Stars 0. On Sunday, it was Mutondo Stars 0, Trident 1, Zesco United 1, Power Dynamos 1. We wrap up with the English Premier League. On Wednesday, it was Liverpool 4, Luton Town 1. On Saturday, it was Aston Villa 4, Nottingham Forest 2, Brighton 1, Everton 1, Crystal Palace 3, Burnley 0, Manchester United 1, Fulham 2, Bournemouth 0, Manchester City 1, Arsenal 4, Newcastle United 1. On Sunday, it was Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Sheffield United 0. And today, Monday, at 22 hours, in a few minutes to come, it will be West Ham United taking on Brentford. Then in the Carabao Cup, it was Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1. So congratulations to Liverpool, who are also chasing the league title this season. So those are the results. But before I introduce my guest in the studio, let's dance to a song done by Chester, and this one is titled Chimona wa Zambia.
Ile bulokota, hello, silver, more power, the Shaka Beat Fest. Uyo, Kalandalian's promotion. More power. Varia wapa sana na neno tulipamo. Balundo maisha wafuevo kupatana ni tabu. Na kuvundula, unavundula lewa limo. Ala nani kubelela yo. Naliku iwe. Chimuna wa Zambia ala newa kweli bola. Ngabanu santila atafima kula shaka tambepo. No mafuti nga bakea. Chipolo kumishi na ima. Kilishinga shinga. Chipolo kumishi na ima. Atimu feno mweno wewo. Kulilewo. Levu nwetu ya jikatana na mafuti jiakalwepo. Mwewo no manga batarana. Wana kuru manama. Uviri tutatumwe. Kwali ubushiku bumona ibila tile lo filepwa. Naitala balali seba monesio filepwa. Waluha walenda abalandi bafika. Wansagile lilipa mwishige papatawia. Amapange ngwata leo ngana fola leo kamtana ngana fola leo ngayaleka uti ndafula foli ndatumema my baby zangela ala foso zakamali zakula Chimuna wa Zambia ala newa kweli bola ngabanu santila atafima kula shaka tambepo na mafuti nga bakea Chipolo kumishi na imba Kilishinga shinga Chipolo kumishi na imba Atimu feno mweno wewo Kulilewo Levu nwetu ya jikatana na mafuti jiakalwepo Mwewo no manga batarana Wana kuru manama Uviri tutatumwe yose iwera ndawaterera nechipanda chalishiba tyaba nififinde tevakwesokulandako kakubiramo lero vakusana maino vari vaviri ichitemwiko chavo awe chakwisiva vene vavili muna vasambyana nevaparibola ngavanusatila atafimakula shakatambepo nomafuti ngavateya chipolopo nishinaimba ilishingashinga chipolopo nishinaimba atimufenomoenwawewo kulinevo nebunwa echoyatikatana mafuti chiakalwepo mwevonombakapatarana mwanakulu mwanama vili tutatumwe imunavasambyana nevapalibola ngavanusatila atafimakula shakatambepo nomafuti ngavateya nishinaimba ilishingashinga nishinaimba atimufenomoenwawewo kulinevo nebunwa echoyatikatana mafuti ziakalwepo mwevonombakapatarana mwanakulu mwanama vili tutatumwe chipolopolo nelumba chipolopolo nelumba.
Ladies and gentlemen, Silva on the beat.
Nebunwa, 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 nebunwa.
So that's how we'll be dancing when the national futsal team will be performing at the Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. We just have 1 month in between, just have March, then April to be on. The national team will be competing for the 3rd time at the Africa Cup of Nations. My guest for tonight is a national futsal team coach. His first stint with the national team was in 2016. By then, he was the assistant coach to Lucho Solati. The national team was in South Africa, competed and finished 4th. Now, this time, he is the one at the helm. He is the head coach and he's qualified the team already to the Africa Cup of Nations. And he's also the head coach for Automotive Futsal Club. Please help me welcome Andrea Cristoforetti, the head coach. Good to have you, coach.
How you doing?
Very well. How are you?
Good.
Okay,
Good.
great. You are welcome, coach.
Thank you.
All right. So, I know futsal has been there for some time, but people were mostly not following until recently. Now people are asking, what is this futsal all about? And where's the coach coming from? So we'd like to know who you are, your full names, when you were born, where you were born, and how was your childhood like?
A full one, complete full one.
Yes.
Okay, my name is Andrea Cristoforetti. I was born in 1974. I was born actually in Johannesburg.
Oh, okay.
But I did grow up in Italy. So when I was 6 years old, I moved back to Italy. And I did all my studies and my sport career there until 2006. That's when I moved back to South Africa for some years, and then in 2015 I moved here in Zambia.
Zambia, interesting. So how many are you in the family, and you are number what?
We are 4 brothers. Unfortunately, one sister passed away, and I'm the second last actually.
All right.
So I've got a smaller sister, and I had 3 sisters. Now I've got 2.
All right. Are you a family man? Are you married? Do you have children?
I've got 2 beautiful girls. I'm divorced. That didn't work according to plan, but nevertheless, I still have a great relationship.
And those are your kids?
Those are my girls, yes. Those are my beautiful girls, yes.
Interesting. What are their names?
Sophia and Anna.
Sophia is the oldest?
Sophia is the oldest and Anna is the smallest, yes.
All right, and they are in school right now?
They are in school right now, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Grade 9 and grade 7.
Interesting, interesting. All right, so tell us about your school background. Where did you start school from and how did you progress?
I studied I moved around Italy in the second part of my life, the second part of my studies because of my sport career. I did a school of first all curriculum of the high school, and then from there I moved to a school of art, and then from there I studied architecture, and my last 10 years were in Florence. That's where I played for the Prato team, which was kind of the golden area of my futsal career.
All right. So when you were at school, what sports disciplines were you involved in?
No, I only played futsal. But until 19 years old, I grew up in playing 11-a-side, and I played in. I did all the younger teams of a professional team in Italy, in the center of Italy, that used to play in third division.
All right. Which team is that one?
This is the Italian national team. This was in Brazil. This was the final against Brazil. We lost 4-1, and was the final of the university championship in 2000.
Right. So you played for the Italian national futsal team.
Indeed, I do. Yeah, I did. Yes.
That's interesting. Yes. And that one?
This is the Prato team. Was they call it the golden era of Prato. I played with many champions. As a matter of fact, we won the Italian Cup, the Super Cup, and the League of the Serie A in that year, which was 2001.
So that was a big team at that time.
It was one of the best teams in Europe. Yes, we arrived also second in the semi-final of the Champions League that year. Yes.
All right. So give us a background. How did you start futsal? Who inspired you and all that?
Well, when I was 18 years old, during the summer, I did one of those summer tournaments in a city called Pescara, and during those tournaments, there was the Serie A team of Pescara, and we played against them. Funny enough, I remember that evening because we drew 6-6, and I scored 6 goals.
Wow!
So at the end of that game, the coach, which was a very knowledgeable coach, which unfortunately passed away in a car accident coming home from a league game. His name was Corrado Roma. He's the one that at the end of that game asked me if I wanted to try to go in the pre-season with that team. I was very young. The team had quite some good Italian players, and I found it a smaller pitch. I found it futsal more appropriate for me. I had much fun. I'm a small guy, so for football, at least, and especially in those years, they would push more the tall and the big guys. But nevertheless, just for interest sake, I tried the pre-season, and just after the pre-season, they offered me the first contract, and then my career just went on all my life playing futsal.
Oh, so you tried 11-a-side football, but you didn't like it at all?
No, not that I didn't like it. It was, in Italy, when you're 18 years old, they need to sign you the professional contract. And that year, they offered me to go on loan in a lower division. And at the same time, I had the offer to start playing futsal, and I just decided to play futsal.
Right. So which positions were you comfortable with? I know in futsal, anyone can defend, anyone can score, but what were you comfortable with in your playing days?
Well, there's a position called universal where you can play kind of anywhere in the pitch. This is more or less the position they gave me during my career. The truth is, I always prefer to play wing on the right hand side or in front.
All right. Okay, so run us through the clubs that you played for while in Italy.
I played for Pescara, I played for Chieti, I played for Torino, I played for a team in Florence, and I played for most of my years in Prato.
Which team was that one?
This is again Prato. This was a game of Champions League.
Okay, right. So futsal is very big in Europe.
Yes, has been grown. The truth is, I've witnessed the growth of the Italian futsal, starting from let's say casual and outdoor pitches, let's say, throughout all the developments, going indoor and becoming year by year more professional. I have to say I was one of the few players in Italy in those days that started very young playing futsal.
Okay.
It happened to be that professional players at the end of their career finished off their career playing futsal, which is something that you don't see anymore nowadays because of the intensity and the competition, which has grown very much.
Yeah. Tell us about that photo.
Yes, this is it was my first cap with the national team in Spain, in Granada, and I had the photo with one of the heroes of futsal, which is Paulo Roberto. He's a Spanish player, even though with Brazilian heritage. He's actually a Brazilian Spanish player, and for me, just to play and to be around him was just a great privilege. Yes.
Right. What are some of the achievements that you won, some of the accolades you won while playing futsal?
Well, we won 2 Italian leagues, 2 Italian Cup, a Super Cup. Then
With Pascal, with which team?
Prato,
Oh, with Prato.
team, yes, with
Okay.
Prato team. The one with the national team there, the university national team, we arrived second, the World Cup, and kind of that's about it actually. I
Okay.
won one Italian university also, Italian University Championship.
Okay.
Started with, that was with the Chieti, was a university team, and that is it.
Did you win anything with the national team?
No, unfortunately, in the squad that won the European Cup, I was part of the initial squad, and then when they start making the final list, I was out. In those years, most of our players were Brazilians, and with Italian passport.
Right.
That created some problems with Italian federations and also around the world. But the truth is, the Brazilian players are just that good.
Right.
So for in Brazil, futsal is played everywhere. It's with big following, and a lot of Brazilian players, they are actually part of national teams around the world. Fun enough, even in Russia, for instance, Kazakhstan. So a lot of federations are trying to neutralize, to bring Brazilian players. With a different perspective, people like it and other people don't. The truth is, they are bringing more quality to the game. So yes, when Italy won the cup, I was one of the left out.
All right. What made you retire?
Well, at one point at the end of my career, it's just those feelings that you feel like this is it. And the one particular year, my last year, I was playing in Torino. And I just felt that it was the right time to stop.
All right. So this year you are 50.
I will turn 50 this year, yes.
Right.
You did your studies, Madam.
Very good at mathematics.
I'm getting my data, yes.
Congratulations. And
Thank you.
so this year is a very good year. You're turning 50 and you've qualified the team to the Africa Cup. But tell us about the experience arriving in Zambia and being part of the national team. How were you received in Zambia and involved in futsal affairs?
Well, I have to say, when I first had the call from the chairman, Mr. Mehta, I didn't know nothing about it. So the truth is, the perspective that Mr. Mehta gave me of the possibility of developing futsal here, and his words, they just, for me, this was just a great honor, because he wanted to give, and I'm phrasing his words, he wanted to give back to his people. He wanted to give back through sports, through sport, particularly through futsal, and just to give them an extra opportunity in life. So for me, those conditions were just good enough to start a relationship. When I arrived, there was already in place a league even though it was outdoor, but I understood that the conditions to work also with a long-term program, and with that, little by little, year by year, we built an indoor facility, and we started working on a daily basis. And I think the greatest success was exactly just putting into place all the elements that's needed for the growth of a sport.
And that's the big success there. You've been very successful with Automotive Futsal Club, where
Yes.
you've not lost. You've been winning year in, year out.
Yes, well, when we started playing indoor, when the league started to grow year by year, but so far so good. But I have to say, we also, the league has been growing every single year. So the gap, and obviously there's a lot of interest in futsal, but the knowledge of it, because our game is a highly tactical sport, and this is defined by FIFA. So training on a daily basis and being with the guys, and also trying to help other coaches and other players, and also with a lot of people getting interested into the game and investing. In the latest years, we've got people involved in the team, in the league, like for instance this season and last season the Green Buffalo. We have Moody Stars with Moody Hamad, which is a great passionate about our game. We've got Philemon Chakoleka, which now is our team manager of the national team.
He was here 2 years ago.
We're building a community of people that wants to promote our game. But of course I need to mention our chairman, Mr. Mehta, which now is also in the board of futsal.
Who's worked very hard, very passionate about futsal.
You need passion to do something.
Yeah.
You need heart and you need passion,
Yeah.
and but also you need consistency. And the truth is, you also need an infrastructure, you need time, and you need a lot of financial commitment. And my gratitude towards him will never end, because in order to build the facility that we have, which is a top facility, the possibility of running a league and having teams and be able to train on a daily basis, this is very important is essential actually for the growth of our sport.
All right. So when you are playing from the showgrounds, as Automotive, did you ever win a title there?
No, when I first arrived was at mid maybe first mid league, and then the following year. I find it obviously playing outdoor with a different surface very different. Also, when I arrived, with the knowledge of wanting to shape some players, develop the game, we started with very, very young players. So we changed the whole team, and there were actually good teams there. There were good teams used to play in that environment. Very tough, you arrive, you think you can change everything.
Ciccolo Italiano.
No, for sure, yes.
Lamasat as well.
Lamasat, yes, were the winners actually.
Yeah.
Them and Circolo, there was an established league. And you arrive maybe thinking that you will change everything in one day, but as we all know, you need time to work, and this is what happened. But I found already quite a big interest in futsal since day one here in Zambia.
Okay. Tell us about your national team experience. So you were first attached to the national team as an assistant coach, went to South Africa, finished 4th. Tell us about the experience at the tournament.
Well, in the 2016, my very first experience was 4 years before coaching South Africa, though. But that year we didn't have the Africa Cup. We only did the qualifiers for the World Cup, and we lost in the second round against Libya. And when I arrived here, the coach Lucio Solazzi, which we know each other from the Italian league, I just actually helped him in his campaign, and that experience was pretty new, pretty fast. We didn't have much time to work. At least it was for me only a few weeks. The whole staff was already there. I just actually really helped them, mainly with the goalkeeper, because there was a need to help with preparation of the goalkeepers. And it was a great one, and we ended up arriving to third and fourth position. Unfortunately, we lost penalties. A penalty
Mozambique.
to the World Cup, unbelievable. Unfortunately,
For the second time, I'm sure before you played Mozambique, you heard of a story of a 2012 story.
Yes,
And
I've heard of that.
Zambia lost on penalties to Mozambique and failed to qualify for the World Cup.
There we are. So yes, so it was actually a great experience. And then from there, the need of working and playing on a hard surface on a daily basis, I think that's what happened, and then it led to this new group of the national team, which is the current one.
Right. So, okay, let's turn our attention now to the current team. You've managed to qualify the team. Run us through the rebuilding process that you had to undergo to come up with a formidable side that would qualify for the tournament.
Yes, our national team at the moment is still pretty young. On an average, we are between 24 and 26 years old. Most of them really started having the first appearance when we traveled to Croatia and Italy just a few months ago. So the truth is, for the past year, we've been working quite consistently. We did a good numbers of camps. We did try a large number of players, and we ended up shaping here and there the group, and ending up, I think, with a group that is, as per today, quite sound. They've been training together for quite some times. We have some players which we call them veterans, which is like Michelo and like Bonnie and Jovu.
Yes.
They've been there for some years, and
so those have been adding experience to the team.
Yes, a great mentality, experience, and power. They are definitely players with the right personality, the fighting personality that I like. And then we've got a group of players which is some of them very, very young. They need a lot of experience. Others with the experience, our experience of the few tours we did. Some of the players from automotive, the tours we've done in Italy and in the Emirates, and yes, we've seen some images now of
this is the
big game.
This is the big game, yes, which you needed to win after losing against Mozambique. You needed to win.
Yes.
What strategy did you go with going into this match where you needed to win at all costs?
Well, it happened to be that the game in Mozambique, we really didn't expect the game to go that way. Again, I think also some of the players paid the price of not having the experience of such environment and such intensity. The Mozambican players were physically and technically really of a high standard. Maybe tactically a little bit less, but that game was quite a shock for all of us, for staff, and I think also for the players. We did a lot of mistakes, which you cannot do in international games. Those mistakes we paid with conceding 3 goals because of our mistakes, and we ended up fortunately losing only 3-2, I have to say, even though we had some chances, but the game we didn't play as we played in the previous occasions, like in Croatia and in Italy.
Yes, and I thought you had gathered enough experience playing in Europe, so playing that game against Mozambique should have been easy.
That game, it meant something. It meant something. You know, it's a game that either brings you to the Africa Cup or not. So the tension and the environment is different. Playing in front of at least 2,000 people, it's something that if you're not used to it, you can pay the price of it. So we just probably wouldn't be ready. You know, the truth is also this national team needed to play games, and we only played with national teams only 3 games in before Mozambique. And just to give you a comparison, Morocco in 2023 played 28 games. And Morocco now is one of the leading nations of futsal in this right moment.
All right. So what approach did you take this one after losing 3-2, after making those mistakes? How did you come out of it?
Well, the first thing we needed to understand that we needed to play our game, which we didn't do in Mozambique. And also we worked on the transitions, which are the moments that we actually conceive the goals. As a matter of fact, when we had the ball, for instance, the third goal, we lost a ball with our free kick. So with our free kick, we ended up conceiving a goal. So we needed to set some clear rules in our tactics in order to manage better the transitions, and also to be more sound defensively and be more precise in the attacking finalization, which it went okay. The defense, I have no comments to say. I think we were really sound, but in attack we could have scored more goals. The truth is, it was 1-0 until few minutes to go, and with 1-1, Mozambique would have gone.
We're going to go through.
Great tension in those.
So I'm sure you were under pressure on the bench there.
Look, for me, the guys were very sound and clear. I was in peace in that moment. I knew that the guys were handling everything in a great way. So there was, of course, tension. We should have closed the game earlier, but I'm first of all very proud of the boys, because they came from 5 weeks of hard work, and they really deserve to go through and now with this big challenge of the Africa Cup.
All right. So from that game, what are some of the positives you picked, and maybe some of the things you need to work on going forward over 2 legs?
Well, we definitely need to improve in the finishings. We understood also that our fitness level needs to be at top in order to compete internationally. Now we need to prepare for a competition where we will play 3 games in 5 days. So these are the elements where we need to improve. The quality of our finishing, the quality of our passes, the defense, I think it worked pretty well. But now in the building up of the play, that's those elements we need to improve a lot. Yes.
All right. So I know that the Africa Cup is quite big, and it's also the route to the World Cup. How much would you want to prepare, and what kind of preparation would you want the team to undergo for the team to be very fit and maybe even conquer Africa at the tournament in April?
Yes, this is one of the aspects, the physical training aspect. This is one of the elements which we are going to set up a different routine, and how much. This is one of the greatest aspects, because the truth is we will be facing teams that they play at high level. So at least the physical condition must be at the highest standard, and then from there we need to refine some of our tactics, and working on details which in these games makes a huge difference, which are set pieces, corners, throw-ins, flying keeper, for instance, as you've seen in the game. Mozambique played with flying keeper.
It, which is very dangerous.
And we're very dangerous. We could have scored 2-3 goals.
Yes.
But it's one of the tools that teams do use. So we need to organize and prepare all those details in the best way possible.
Right. So do you think the best training your boys could ever undergo is locally here, or maybe they need to go abroad? What do you think?
Well, the possibility of going abroad and playing friendlies with high level teams, that will give us a great opportunity to test ourselves. Otherwise, in our structure, in our camp, I think we are just good enough to put in place all our strategies and our work with all our staff. Also with our video analysis that is putting a great effort, but all our staff with assistant coach Whitson Irenda and our team manager, we group and we try to see where the elements that we need to grow, and I think we've got all the tools to work with the support of the federation. And now we're looking forward to recamp next Monday.
Right. Oh, so you're going in camp next week?
Well, next week we start training twice a day, and then after probably around about 10 days we will start to camp. Yes.
Right. So the tournament is after next month.
Yes.
How ready is Zambia to compete at the highest stage with all the teams, all the big guns being there? Morocco is there, the two-time champions and the defending champions right now.
Yes.
Egypt, who are the record holders, they've won it 3 times, are there.
Yes.
Angola as well.
Angola won once, just the last. Well, look, I like you did your studies, Morden. Well done, well done.
Thank you.
Egypt has been playing futsal for many years. I think one of the first friendlies of Italy might have been against Egypt, like maybe around about 30 years ago. So it's a futsal nation, even though they're not very active during the 4 years. But when the World Cup comes and the qualifiers, they're always ready. Morocco, as I said earlier, it's at the moment on another planet, on another league. Then we have Egypt, Angola, Morocco, and these teams are teams that we will be competing against them for a spot for the World Cup. So arriving in the semi-final will be very important. I'm at the same time happy to see a new team like Namibia qualifying really unexpectedly, and Ghana, I think, after many years. And then we have got, besides Morocco, which I have no doubt that will qualify, we have 4 teams for 2 spots. So we need to fight against those other 3 teams in order to find a spot for us. So we're hoping.
So what's your target?
Well, the target is at least to get to the semi-final. If we get to the semi-final, we'll have 2 games available to fight for the World Cup. So our aim is to reach the semi-final of the Africa Cup.
And out of 100%, how ready is Zambia to compete at this tournament?
Well, already I will let you know just before the games, but in terms of the effort, in terms of the work ethic, in terms of the commitment of the boys, I say we are 100% ready. We need also to understand that the draw, it will mean a lot. Which 4 teams will be in one group. If you're unlucky, you might get 4 very strong teams. It will make it very much more difficult. If we are a little bit more luckier, it will be easier. But nevertheless, we know that if we want to get to the end, we need to win important games. So we are looking forward to work and to make this nation proud of us.
Okay, so Zambia can expect something. The Zambians who are watching now should expect something from the national team.
Well, we'll give everything we have, that is for sure.
Right. Well, Coach, before I release you, what's your ultimate goal in coaching as we go?
My personal?
Yes. Well, how far do you want to reach?
Let's go to the World Cup.
Right.
Let's go to the World Cup and let's see.
Thank you very much, Coach, for coming through, and we'll be following you up.
Thank you very much, and thank you all.
All right, so that's the program for today. Thank you so much for watching. I was hosting the national futsal team coach, Andrea Cristoforetti, and the team will be going to the Africa Cup in April, and he says the team is ready. 100% ready, but waiting for the draws as well. So on behalf of my guests in the studio and everyone involved in this production, my name is Morden Sinkala. Goodbye.